Hi, Wadi. How are you?
Um,
Hey,
Hi, how are you?
napenda kukula bana. We.
This is the time that I normally eat, but najua by the time itakuwa inaanza I'll be done.
Okay. I can see Ambale. Karibu Ambale. How are you doing? Good to
Sorry?
see you. Very hot place. So, guys, excuse if you find myself doing like
Oh, kuna joto.
Hi, Sharon. I'm well. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Ibrahim. Good to see you. So Ibrahim is one of my biggest fans. Hey, anakuanga tu hapo every time, every day. Good to see you, Ibrahim. It's always an honor. Hi, Lizzie.
Hi, how are
Oh,
you?
good, good.
Very good. Oh,
You're looking nice.
thank you.
Mhm.
Hi.
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 Oh, imeanza, so I should put my food aside kidogo.
I think I'm okay.
Okay. All right. So, Mekwa, Jim, how was your day? Let us start by catching up as more people join. We have a, oh yeah,
Oh,
we
Ladies.
need to uh, yeah. So Liz, would you want to take first and we can start?
okay, that's great.
Yes.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for yet another evening of get to our lives and our audience. Pray that the Lord will take charge. May have a productive conversation, session. We will stand for glory. Let us start and end gracefully. We bless you and we worship and you who shall do it all. And even taking this conversation. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Liz. Thank you for praying for us. I think without further ado, we'll just go straight on. And know
Yeah.
how you are doing. How are you guys? How are you living? How is your day? What stood out for you today?
Um, my day has been amazing. I think
Uh-huh.
today was very, very slow day.
Yeah.
I went for my hospital walk. Yes, that was really good. I'd say what stood out for me is the realization that sometimes no matter how successful you are, if you don't get visibility, no one will ever know about you. So, challenging. Sorry? Sorry, I can't hear you. Wait, Martin, can you hear Sharon?
I can't hear her.
Sorry, I had muted. I was saying we can mute ourselves when the other person is speaking because of the feedback.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, it's about ability and just me challenging myself to put myself out there, tell about what I do, um, take my product to those spaces so that they know it exists, that they can see it, so that they proof of concept. Yeah.
Amazing. We can't hear you.
Oh my goodness. Oh, whoa. Okay, so what stood out for you today?
For me today, I had a podcast and we were talking about relationship. Yeah. So I had like two podcasts, one in the morning, another one afternoon. I managed to do some cleaning in the house. Yeah. So what stood out for me, yeah, like this is gonna be my first live IG
Yay.
live. So this is what, yeah, yeah, this is a milestone, and I'm very, very happy. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. That's good. Good to hear from all of you.
Yeah.
Well, my day also was good. It was marathon, but I had a lot of work today, and then so it meant that I would leave work at around I think 6. Then came in the house and then prepared, and then it has been raining here, like I don't know what. So from morning back at size, it's just been raining. But
In
I
course,
think good. And then also I've been preparing for this live, and I'm so excited to do this. I've been doing live, but CJ Fanya na watu, so yay!
oh,
This is so good. I think it's a cue for me to start officially doing lives. You're gonna see a lot of these.
amen, amen.
Yeah. So I can see live. I can see Tumbe. This is a friend of mine. I can see Mutete. Miss Mutete, karibuni sana. Yeah, please tell us how you guys are doing in the Apple comment section. And of course, tell us what stood out for you today during your day and how it was. Was it good? Was it fun? Was it hectic? Yeah, just comment there. And I think we can introduce ourselves because at Judge introduced, then now we can go to the topic of the day. And Martin, you want to start?
Okay. Hi, everyone. My
Hi.
name is Martin Sambia, and I am like what is connecting me with this live is I am a podcaster. I do have a YouTube podcast that goes by the name Modern Day Campfire. There we advocate for mental health through visual arts and talks. And I'm also an artist. Yeah, these are my paintings. I'm also an artist. And yeah, I'm just someone who is trying to figure out life, but as I am advocating for mental health and yeah, yeah, that is all as per now.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Good to hear. Can see we have podcasters in the house. Can you draw me?
In 2 seconds, yes.
Please draw me. Yeah, so Liz, thank you so much, Martin. Liz,
Hi, everyone. My name is Liz. On social media, I go by the name Liz.extra, XTR, and then 3 A's. So that's my Instagram, TikTok, YouTube channel. I'm a YouTuber and then also a baker. I am a mental health enthusiast and I work under operations. Okay, I work in operations and that's which is a mental health startup that pairs individuals and corporate with therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, and we also do events, do live, just everything that we kind of have.
Amazing. Thank you, Liz. Good to connect with you. And finally, my name is Sharon Kamau. And my alarm has decided to do that thing. I don't even know where it's ringing from. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but the alarm is very distracting.
Oh my God, I can't even find it. I don't know where it is. Jesus. Oh my goodness. With this live end, if I like leave and look for it, maybe.
No, mute yourself and then look for it.
Yeah, so I'm back. Apologies for that. Yeah, so my name is Sharon Kamau, popularly known as SJ. I'm a podcaster, I'm a corporate MC, I'm also a communication coordinator, and my podcast is called Off the Cuff Podcast. And currently, we are doing a series of the CEO edition, whereby if you have a company, if you're doing something for yourself, if you visit a podcast, a business, an organization, then you can come and host. Uh, I'm also working for an organization called Elimu Resource Center. It deals with a lot of education and a lot of tech, digital tech, for the community, especially in the rural communities and for women as well. I'm also a daughter, a sister, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys for joining. It's amazing to see you here. And today we are talking about an interesting topic about men. As you all know, men's mental health, man. And most of the time, I don't know, do you men talk about things? Ama nisisia tujuangi. Ama mnakupanga kimwanaume. So Ibrahim, you can tell us in the comments. Do you kuva kimwanaume or do you talk to your boys? Or what exactly do you do when you get overwhelmed by this life? Yeah. And I'm so sure it's going to be an amazing session. And yeah, feel free to interact with us in the comment section. And I definitely know it's going to be amazing. Yeah. So anyone who wants to say something before we start? Officially with a great please.
Personally, I'm excited because I feel like men should come with a manual. Hey, man.
I even feel like we should have had more men in the panel also tell us what's this thing, what is mental health. Yeah, I think that's something maybe explore in the future. And maybe just to start with the first question. Men, do men go for self care? Do they go for self care? Ama wanasemaga nikishaoga niende I'm okay. Do you guys go for self care or what does self care really mean to a man?
Okay. Okay. Can I go?
Oh God.
Yeah, I would say yeah, today I took nilinyoa. I shaved my beards and yeah. Yeah, for that reason, like when I was doing that, yeah, that is a form of self-care that many men don't consider it consciously. So that is one of the self-care that we go to. And I would look at things like gym. Now, gym has become a thing.
Mm-hmm.
A gym has become a thing. Yoga has become a thing. So it's something that I would say lately it's being embraced, even though some are not cautious. Even those people who are in gym, maybe some of them are just there for the physical look, but yeah, it plays a role in our physical health when you look at it, and also when you look at also our mental health. So I would say lately, yes, men are starting to go for the mental health self-care stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Something Ibrahim amesema hapa, I don't shy away from sharing. That is the only way to heal. It is always okay not to be okay. And I would like to ask the next question, which is, do you guys share, or what makes you free to share with someone else? What makes you be open enough to share with that particular person that you're sharing with? Is it the boys? Is it your partner, your girl? Or, I mean, like, who do you share? Who do you share your worries, your feelings to as men?
Yeah, to be honest, I would say like most of men have like a compartmentalized life, full of compartments. So utapata there are these things that I'm so comfortable to share with my girl. There are things I'm so comfortable to share with my sibling, and there are things that I'm so comfortable to share with my friends. So I wouldn't say like ladies don't have that too, but I would say like for men it's so like it's so what word will I use? But it's so like it's just like that. Like utapata saa, maybe when I'm having a casual talk, now this will be with my closest friend, which is sometimes weird. Unapata like now your closest friend is the person who you should be so vulnerable with. But unapata stuff for some men, unapata the people they spend most of their time with now is the people who they do have the light talks. Unaget. Alafu na unapata now when we go maybe to their partners, now pia kuna a certain form of vulnerability that is being open on that space. But I would say like lately things are not the same. I know there are people who don't share, but for me in my circle, like we guys we share. Like we go for picnics. What will we do in the picnic? We'll have like to talk. Yeah, so we share a lot and yeah, sometimes they will just come around and maybe we'll cook in the house. And honestly, without the games, with like sometimes we do have these meetups and yeah, we don't have now the third party, which can be a game or a movie or maybe a chess, like just purely conversations. Maybe we will add some memes there, but yeah, lately I would say like in my space, I've created that space where men can share around me. So I don't know if they get that also out there, but I can comfortably say that like I'm lately getting comfortable to share, and also I'm creating that space where people can comfortably share with me. Yeah, thank you.
Hmm. Hi, amazing, amazing. Okay, so let me read this comment. Naona hataka karibu sana hataka. Okay, you have hearts. Karibu sana. And then I can see a comment from Ibrahim Anasema. Men do also take care of themselves by such actions as, hey, once Sambia,
I
Sambia
think
mentioned.
you meant
Uh,
something.
Sambia mentioned in addition, dressing well, going out, relaxing, eating, those are part of self-care. Oh, nice, nice, nice. So dressing well is also part of self-care. Okay, okay, we are learning. Okay, Liz, do you
Smelling
have a
nice also.
sorry?
Smelling nice also. Lately we are very cautious on that.
Yes, feeling nice. Yeah, well, I'm here. Oh my God, yes. Life is also a thing. Oh my God, smelling life is also a thing, especially for men. Gee, look at you with hata kama una pesa.
That's a huge point.
Yeah. Okay. Chariot, karibu sana. And so we are talking about men and self-care. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's okay, Ibrahim. No worries. So, Karibuni. Now, once again, we are talking about men and self-care and feel men dressed. Also, we are saying it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to share. So, how do just stress show in men? Mwanamume mwenye akonda stress na hajapata a way of relieving it. How would you know that this man humse hajadeal na stress yake?
Should I go?
Sure, go on.
Okay. So the question is how should we know?
How does unprocessed stress show in men, show up in men? How would you know that this particular man akona stress yenye ata handle sometimes? Is it
Okay.
anger?
Okay.
Yeah.
I would first like I the way I just if I was to let me just go back to today's topic and then I come back to that. So today's topic is real men rest. So to me,
Mm,
the way I will define a real man is someone who knows when to recharge. Someone whose identity is something um, beyond what the society sets for them. Because what the society sets, a man is someone who's very busy. A man is someone who always on task, accomplishing stuff. A man is someone who is always very aggressive, acquiring resources. That is what society defines as a man. And I'm not excluding that. There is something attractive with a man who acquire more resources because we have a competitive nature. I'm not excluding that. But now when we go back to like Yani said the question you asked, so like by just being in this space, a man has to have a purpose. Now, without a purpose, it just affects the way you show up even on a daily basis. So I will tell that a man is depressed or maybe in a low state in life by just even looking at their space. Hata make any effort ya could bring even light in the room, you know. So like their space, especially the way they will wake up, you you as an individual, maybe you've been in those spaces whereby you are unable to spread your bed, you are unable even to brush your teeth, maybe you are unable to wash your face. Now the reason being it's because now you're not getting outside the house, you know. And I wouldn't say like yani maybe you doing that is what I know. When someone is depressed, telling them to just get out, go get sunlight, ama brush their teeth, wash their face, ama just run, that is not helpful. But when you get yourself in that particular space, now the way you go about it now, it's how like I can tell you are depressed maybe. So like when you are just unable to show up for yourself, show up for your health, show up for your like like that is one factor that can tell that someone is really depressed. So it starts with their space. Even if you are unable to wash utensils, you feel like you are angry now, you just want to cook another meal without washing the prior utensils, something is just not right. That is where we begin from. So like best approach towards it, on my personal level, I would say I'm kind of lucky. Like I do have like days where I can just decide to like today I'm gonna rest, alafu I'm gonna maybe show up on defined days. So because of those days like that, like nikiamka ni feel off, I don't feel like brushing my teeth, I don't feel like doing anything. Trust me, I just sleep. I just go and get that rest. And most of the time when I wake up, nakuanga so and very recharged. So like this might not work to those people maybe who are maybe entitled to show up maybe in a specific time or but this one I'm talking from my point of view and from those people who are in those places whereby maybe you are being paid as per your productivity ama you are kind of in charge of the way you kind of show up kidogo. So this one can work for people. But seme kama you are entitled in places whereby you have to show up maybe on a specific time, I feel like you should just, as much as you are supposed to be sleeping 8 hours a day, please create this time to decompress. Like men do have like their caves, so just create this time to decompress, and it's okay to rest. There is nothing special as resting. And if you are in a point in life whereby when you rest you feel guilty, I feel like you have maybe a wrong relationship with rest, and you have to just go and look at what rest really is. And sometimes it doesn't have to be taking a nap or anything. It's just about just doing nothing. Yeah, trying to be more and do less. Just do nothing. It can be reading a book. Sometimes I do rest by just I will go through a whole chapter of books that I've read even earlier. Just trying to do something that it's not that demanding, I would say, physically demanding, something kind of relaxing. Yeah, that is what rest is to me. And that is how a person who is depressed look like. What I've mentioned earlier. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you. I just want to take you back a little bit.
Okay.
You talked about times that this person may be depressed. I think I've only had one. If you want to add a few more,
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't mind. So, let me just describe a day of like just a day of a depressed person. Alafu maybe it will accumulate to a week or a month. So like their day itakuwa I don't feel like waking up today. I just don't feel like waking up today. But I feel like I should wake up and do something. But I really don't feel like it. Okay. So maybe because of this guilt that I should do something, maybe I will get out of the bed. I'm still not feeling well. And maybe I will decide, man, maybe I'm supposed to be in town by 9. So I really don't feel like going to that place at all, at all, at all. And I should. So maybe when waking up, I will just crawl. I will end up maybe not brushing my teeth, maybe not taking a shower, maybe not combing my hair, maybe Adi, like I will be like, who cares, you know? I'll start like, I feel like when peer you are in a point in life where you feel like, who cares? Ni like it's like you are disconnecting or detaching with the world. So those are the characteristics. So at the moment you kind of feel like, who cares? Maybe I'll just go the way I woke up. I will just wear the shirt I was wearing yesterday, pick a trouser, wear the shoe, and then go. While I'm doing that, kuna a level of self-esteem I'm experiencing as an individual. So maybe wakati nimenukia, nimepiga marashi, I'm clean, combed air, nikiingia kwa matatu, I'll pick where maybe the prettiest lady is sitting, you know. I want to enjoy my journey to town. But in this case, man, in this case, I'll be feeling like, hey, man, nanuka jasho, or ama wanaona hii nguo ni chafu, or anything, or anything, or anything. So with that low self-esteem, I'll just go and pick any spot that maybe I'll just like place zenye like no one will, you know, like no one will give a fuck about me. So that is where I will start from. So my journey towards there, now I'll start beating myself. Like sasa ona ninanuka jasho, I wish ningeteka shower, ona sijafanya hii, I wish I would have done that, ona sijafanya hii, I wish I would have done that. Alafu unapata tu now these things create a spilling effect whereby even where I'm going to show up, I'm just gonna come with that attitude. So I'm not going to love the way someone who took a shower, and you know someone who took a shower now kikuja in that space, now he'll hug people, ask for how their day was and everything. For me, I'm gonna neglect myself. And at the moment I neglect myself, then I'm not going to be very present there. And at the moment, like my relationship between anxiety, depression, and what else? Anxiety, depression, and stress. I would say anxiety, it's in a come up the fear for the future. Like I'm just like okay, the fear for the future. Depressed is okay, kuna anxiety, depressed na stress. Stress, this is what I will be experiencing at the moment, and depression is what I will be experiencing at the moment. Like this, my fear, my anxiousness is what that is gonna just pull me down. I'm not gonna be impressed about anything. I'm just gonna be depressed about everything. So at the moment, like I wouldn't be like I will just below the present. I wouldn't be very, very present in the moment with people, and I'll just start be angry at people. When people laugh at something else, for some reason, I'll just start self-sabotaging myself. Maybe they're laughing at me. Maybe you'll wave at someone and maybe they don't see it. For you, it will be like they're ignoring you, like you just start negativity, negativity, negativity. So this is a space that I was going maybe to show up for the first day. So I'm supposed to show up in this space maybe for the next 5 days. It's just gonna affect my productivity because the first relationship I created with the people, na feel like maybe to na feel ni kama nimeachwa kando. So hadi tomorrow it will create a spilling effect. Unapata maybe there is someone who will get over it. Now tomorrow, to avoid what happened yesterday, they will take a shower, they will spray, they will wake up early, but now for most cases spilling effect is natural, compounding effect is natural. So I will be so heavy on even not coming tomorrow, and maybe it will affect my productivity. So when we talk about things like depression, all this, like what it normally it leads to now, it's gonna affect my productivity. So you've seen those people who are silent in their whole high school life or maybe in campus life. This is how their first day was, or this is how their third day was. So like when you look at those people who like are not exploiting their full potential in general, they're coming from a space of maybe they are mentally ill. Na si lazima ukuwe wazimu. It just affect your mindset to a point that it just affect the way you show up for yourself and for others around you. So you are in a space where you can't create impact, you can't better the life of others. So the best you can maybe make it miserable for others, for you maybe to be in an upper state. And this is where bullies come in. This is where I'm waiting for maybe a bad comment to roll. That is where it comes in. Yeah, so it comes from a space of negativities. And this is the person we are talking about. This is the person we built from day one. So yeah, it starts with, I would say sorry, I would say the way you approach one thing is the way you approach everything. So the way I'm gonna brush that teeth before I leave that house is just gonna create a spilling positive effect to a way I'm gonna interact with my tattoo driver. I'm gonna interact with the person I'm gonna sit next to. I'm gonna interact with the way I'm gonna show up in the spaces I'm gonna be, and I'm just gonna have this life full of light. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. I can see some people are requesting to be in the videos, but just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Let me just finish the questions, and then I'll definitely give you a moment to be in the live chat. I can see MC Pasi. Thank you so much for coming. MC Pasi is a good friend. I'll definitely give you an opportunity to be in the live. I can also see Jake. Pastor Jake's Karibu. I can also see Brian Batch, Karibu Sana. It's good to have you here. And we are talking about men. And I really thank God that Brian, Patty, and Jake are all men and can all tell us something about being a man. How does a man take care of themselves? And how can you know that this man is not taking care of themselves, maybe because they're stressed or because their mental health is not okay? So this brings me to my next question, Martin. How do you...
Before you ask the question, right?
Sorry. Yeah,
Okay. I wanted to give us like a disclaimer. So sometimes when you're feeling low and motivated, you don't have any energy to leave the house. Sometimes, like, don't be quick to diagnose it as depression. It could be a sign of burnout. You just need rest. Sometimes it's also just unmotivation. Like whatever you are doing is not something you like. You need to reevaluate. So yeah, and then there are also different levels of depression. You can maybe interact with our chatbot and you can know about it. So yeah, because I've gotten people who they just didn't feel like leaving the house, they didn't feel like grooming, and it was because they were having so much workload, it was becoming exhausting. But now they self-diagnosed as depression, and some people will go to the level of medicating. So I would recommend please talk to a specialist or interact with a chatbot or reach out to Sun Global to
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for the addition. Yeah, I understand sometimes we have burnout. For example, you work maybe for a month or straight rest. Then I saw somewhere, I think Johnny is the one who had posted and said, if you don't give your body rest, it will definitely ask for it itself. So it's
Yeah,
also important to give our bodies rest because hatujatengenezwa na chuma. We we all need to rest. Yeah,
and
so
sometimes your body just gives you like small hints, but now people wait till it's so serious that when you realize, oh, I need a therapist, oh, I need to take a break or a sabbatical, and yeah, just it takes in small.
mm, yeah, I remember I remember the time. Karibu thank you so much, Ibrahim, for joining. It was amazing to have you here. Your insights were well appreciated. I know you have somewhere else to go. That's okay. See you in the next one. So there was a time I remember I had worked, I think, for like 2 months straight and a lot of travel. And let me tell you, the time my body said no, it literally said no. I could not even, I was feeling so sick. My whole body was aching. I didn't even have strength to move from my bed to the door or the kitchen. I mean, it was crazy. So, it's important to also take care of ourselves and ensure that we rest. Real
Mm.
short from Sana, Karibu Sana. And I, I, I wanted to ask Martin now my next question. Um, how do you help a person who look like they have not decompressed from their stress? They have not expressed themselves. They have not expressed their stress. How do you help this particular person?
How we help each other.
Help a person seems like they are falling into depression. Remember, you've given us a few things to know that this person has stress and has not processed the particular stress you have. So, this question is, how do you help this particular person?
Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah, that is the question that matters now. Yeah. So I would say, like, um when you like, Nani Liz have pointed out about the burnout also. So I would say, like, for me personally, the questions that I normally ask when I wake up in days like those, I normally ask, do I really, 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 really have to show up there like this? So there are cases whereby being there matters more than me being in the house. In those cases, like, I'll just have like to challenge myself. Like, that is what I normally do to myself. But when I'm with a friend maybe who is going through that, I feel like the first question would be about that. And also, I would want to know, like, maybe, like, their flow of work, like how has it been for them? And also putting in mind that rest is really, really important. Number one, because it just enables you to clear your mind. And number two, it enables you, the fact that you are able to recharge. If I was supposed to do a certain task and then maybe I got a burnout and maybe I didn't rest and then I show up for the same task, my productivity is it's not gonna be the same. So you should just put that in your mind, like, where you want to show up. Do you want to be very, very productive? So maybe if it is your personal task, I feel like in these cases you just rest, just go for it. Because I think for today's topic, like for men, real men rest when it is like scientifically proven. When you sleep, our body releases testosterone, yeah. And when it is that, see, like, that is what makes a man, makes a man even more manly, yeah, yeah. So, like, you just have to really, really get that. So before I ask anyone to rest, I will just want to know maybe your flow of work. So, kuna those cases, man, you really, really have to show up. So maybe what I will ask them to do is just maybe show up today, but when you come back, you have to create a better relationship with rest. You have to be in a position in life to be prioritizing your rest. The way I can prioritize me showing up on a daily basis, showing up maybe from a certain time to a certain time. I need to prioritize this also during my days. Maybe after having a 6 hour or 8 hour of sleep, it works differently. Kuna those people who really need 8 hours of sleep. Kuna those people who only need 6 hours. So this one is maybe dependent with the work you are pursuing as an individual. But I would ask them maybe what you can try to work on preventing this burnout. So I don't have to wait until I experience this burnout. Now it's leading me to depression, which can, because not everyone gets out of it. So maybe our prevention is Akuwa prioritizing rest. Like even if it's not on a daily basis, it can be a weekly basis. This time maybe no screens, no, like just creating it maybe for Friday evenings. And I feel like that is what people should be doing on Fridays. Those people maybe who need to be decompressed maybe from 9 to 5. That is what we should be doing on Fridays. So I feel like on Friday, maybe on a Friday, you should just start maybe this day, maybe you come, take a shower, take a very light meal for you to have a better sleep, and then just go for it. Adi kama it's from 6, just go for it. Even when you don't feel sleepy, just play smooth music. Don't get out of that bed. Let it be a priority for that night. If it's possible, just turn off the phone and just go for it until maybe Saturday morning. Trust me, when you do this regularly, no matter how hectic your weeks can be, imagine looking forward for a rest. And I feel like it can motivate you to show up on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, knowing like in the evening on Sunday, like when you create this type of relationship with the rest, it can be different. For those people who maybe we do have maybe a very, very maybe a very occupying task maybe on a daily basis. Maybe we can come up with maybe naps, breaks after a certain tasks. Unapatanga maybe during the day unapata maybe you have breaks in an hour. Maybe when you get home, there are those people who when they get home, maybe they will get directly to taking care of the house chores. After doing that, maybe now on the screen until they feel sleepy. Like I feel like you have no option. You just have now to prioritize rest. When you get back home, unless maybe you are building a certain structure that maybe for those people who are working on their maybe other form of passive income or maybe directing their income, it's totally okay. But as much as you are doing that, imagine you have to prioritize your rest because there is nothing sad. Like maybe I work for like I don't prioritize it. Alafu maybe after at my 40s, now all the monies that I accumulated, now it's when I have to now pay for my health, because when like I just want you to look at this. When I don't brush my teeth today, I don't brush it tomorrow, I don't brush it the next 1 month, like in a rotten, right? When I show up for exercise, like on a daily basis, I get better. I feel like here with rest, because honestly speaking, rest is very important than our nutrients. Rest is very important than even exercise. This is why, even than meals. This is why you can fast if you've ever fasted. You can fast for 2 days without dying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can fast for 2 days without dying. What else can you do? You can kuna those things, I guess kuna nutrients, kuna sunlight, kuna 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 rest itself, kuna what else? Okay, kuna those things. Okay, so for rest, when I can't go for exactly 48 hours without sleeping. Honestly, I won't do anything. As
Yeah.
much as kuna oxygen, oxygen is immediate, oxygen is important. Without oxygen, you're done. So after oxygen, we go to rest. I feel we go to rest. So you can't go for 48 hours without resting. So you have to prioritize rest on a daily basis. After rest, now we go to meals. Fasting, you can fast for 48 hours. It is even healthy to your body because it creates rooms for the body to consume itself. It like even being in that room, I feel like it like none of the cancer's tissues, like they can't survive in that condition of fasting. So this is when the body gets to consume them. So this is something we need after every 48 hours. So after beating all this, now this is when maybe exercise is coming in. So like when you're good at resting, now you need more exercise to be able to rest more. Because when you do exercise, so there are people who also are also struggling with rest. Personally, I can go to that bed at 8 and I will wake up tomorrow at 8. Not everyone can do that, Not everyone can do that. So if you
I
can't do
can't.
that, right? You can't do that. Yeah. So if you're in that scope of life, maybe you need to introduce now intensive tasks in your life. So maybe it could be long walks, it could be morning runs, it could be exercise, it could be all those types of things. But my parting shot is for us to avoid this burnout, we really, really need to prioritize rest. Like I feel like you should beat yourself when you haven't rested for 8 or 6 hours in a day. Like you should just beat yourself. And you like your body really needs that because your body is what that matters. When health is taken from that body, would have noticed nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Like kuna this hierarchy of health, love, then money. Like health, when we talk about health, rest, we start with rest. Like rest does a lot to the body. So like that is where we begin from. Yeah. So just recharge that body. So learn, prioritize rest, and yeah,
Hmm. Maybe. Maybe.
Wow.
Hey, maybe like a Lola 8 me.
you can. I, I guess we are on the same WhatsApp group now.
Like yesterday, I think I slept like 6 and I really just scared 8 a.m. in the morning. Anyway,
And did you sleep?
I slept like mpaka asubuhi. Yeah, so thank you so much for
Stuff.
yeah?
I'm saying good stuff. I'm like, hey, very nice. This man has hacked self-care for real.
Like that. Ya usingizi ni kama niliumbwa ile siku yenye watu walikuwa na post hivi. I can sleep the whole day, the whole night, and I still be sleeping the next day. Anyway, thank you so much, Martin, for that. So, why do you think men often overcorrecting in today's society?
Okay, I would say upbringing. Like I come from a household where I've never seen my dad sleeping. Okay, so you even when you feel sleepy, you'll wake up early and maybe sleep late. So and this I there was a thing we do normally sometimes talk, and he was telling me that when we sleep, this is our most vulnerable time, and when a lady sees that, it is a weakness. So you just can't you can't see me just going off like and with that in mind, I've always been that type of a person. Like all the time, even when like nikiwa home, I don't sleep during the day. I sleep during the day when no one is around, because I saw that as a weakness. And ukiangalia the way even what society is preaching now, is advocating now, is like this stoic men. And ukiangalia to a real definition of a stoic man, this person doesn't sleep. This person is always on task, very strong, masculine, and and just putting that person in your picture, and you just seeing yourself on the couch, the whole day, like it doesn't align. So I would say maybe the upbringing also, and also coming from me, the family I come from, my mom is more of a doer than a being, like he prefers seeing people on task. Like, hey, unafanya hii, unafanya even when vyombo ni clean, you're supposed to be doing something. You're supposed to be doing something. So from coming from that type of space, it kind of created a wrong relationship with rest. When people see rest, they see laziness, they see sloth, they see weakness, and it goes the opposite to what we are expected. As a strong person is supposed to be even awake like for ukiangalia kuna those people who advise people to be sleeping like for 2 hours in 24 hours. but you are killing yourself when you do that. Like maybe today it will work, tomorrow, but what you are accumulating, you're killing this testosterone in your body, and in the long run, you're not even becoming a man who you want to be, because testosterone is what defines us. Another thing, you will not have a clear mind. When you don't have a clear mind, like wanasemanga, the idol's mind is the devil's workshop. Like your priorities inakuwa so fucked up. Unapata, let me just be honest. Ukiangalia vitu like pornography, something like watching pornography, seme hadi like binge screen, like ukipata like all those things yenye unapata, it's so draining. That is what our body goes for when we are tired and we don't accept. Like when I'm tired by 10 and I don't accept it, so I'll just want to scroll on the phone. Alafu when you scroll inakupea cues of things like, so unapata if you are struggling with cigarettes, this is when the best time for you to go for it. When like your mind is tired. When your mind is tired, it needs something to accumulate it. So you have two things to do: either to sleep or rest. Rest can be in form of meditation or many other things. Like I'm talking about maybe before bed. So unapata kuna those people who like the fact that they have a bad relationship with rest. Unapata like when you're tired, you don't accept it. So your body goes to things that itafanya tu feel poor. So you can go to things like pornography. And honestly, like in the long run, pornography this like mental masturbation kills you. It kills your creativity, it kills your sexual transmutation, it kills everything, it kills even your esteem. Like you can't compare to someone who is dating and who is having like the real sex, and someone who is just masturbating. Someone who's masturbating, like kuna this reality that comes to their life whereby we can't, like you can't just una feel like you're lesser human being. When you see the pornography, inafika point inakuwa so unreal, to a point that una feel like this thing is not real. Like in real life, like you as an individual, you can't have maybe that good sex with someone who exists. So this becomes your reality, to a point you distract yourself you just detach yourself from the real people. So you can't, as a man, you can't approach a lady. And nikitoa something's like approaching a lady in your life, honestly speaking, we have purpose because we want to bag, because I want a family. I want that family with a very, very beautiful lady, and we are beautiful in everything, like in looks, in personality, in values, beautiful in everything. So napata like this lady who has these standards, it need mtu mwenye ako na very higher esteem for you to pursue that, for you to have that better life. So napata when I'm connected to things like pornography, na exclude that in my life, exclude that in my life, natoa purpose. So unapata kuna this guy who is very comfortable in, maybe I'm not saying there is something wrong with a bed sitter, lakini unapata anakuwa so comfortable in a bed sitter for more than enough. Like kuna hii bachelor life pia iko na grace period yake, lakini unapata unaanza kuvalue some form of, like you got comfortable for many things. Now you get comfortable just wearing one shirt because you have no one to impress. You get comfortable just being maybe in a single room for 10 years. You get comfortable maybe just those two minute things, to a point una cut your costs, and this affects the way you show up. But unapata when I value rest, sitajipata kwa nimejiindulge kwa masturbation. Hiyo ni number one. Sitajipata nimejiindulge kwa maybe now binge watching TikTok, just scrolling. And when you do that, unapata like what is in there. If you are not a content creator, you can't get what happens in TikTok. But if you are not when you're a content creator, says as a content creator, I view it differently. I look for motivations, I look for skills, I look for different things. But unapata when you don't view it as a content creator, you are entertaining yourself. And the things that you are entertaining yourself, kuna a lot of, I'm not saying everything is a misinformation, because I'm using my platform to advocate for mental health. But kuna a lot of misinformation where people are sharing their success. So kuna this aspect of microwave success, whereby Sharon or Liz, You just show me how you have a Range Rover, how you have a motorbike, how you are but you don't show me your journey towards that. Maybe you're an accountant. You don't tell me that. You don't tell me you are an accountant. Maybe you are. Maybe as a podcaster, you get something out of it. You don't show me that. You just show me this luxury success. And when I see that, Sharon Amedabi, and when I see that, I start beating myself. And I feel like I'm very, very back in life, I feel like I'm not doing anything with my life. Na feel ni kama okay, au like to a saizi kuna vitu zenye unaona I assume all of you mko at early 20s maybe, si ndio? Yeah. So when you look at your sister or your sisters back then at the early 20s, everything you have now, trust me, this was their goal. Like you people are living a better life, I can see your house, it looks good. I can see your house, it really, really looks good. But now with social media, you will fail to appreciate that. You just feel like you're behind in life, Now, there, like when you just have to get that when you're consuming that information. So no matter when I feel like I get back when I like I'm just back in life, unapata you are now beating yourself. Even the way you're going to sleep, kisha unaamka ni kama man, unafeel ni kama you are not worthy. You're not worthy to have friends. You're not worthy to maybe to be dating. You're not worthy even to your family members. Kuna those people who like after looking at themselves like that, I love you una feel like peer, maybe your mom is consuming that information and on nani amenunua Range Rover, what is my son doing? So una feel like too ni kama you really, really are not worthy. And imagine if that is what you will always be feeling on a daily basis, man, you will never appreciate anything. And we we are not having a bad life because we don't have money. We are having that bad life because we just don't appreciate what we have. At the moment you start appreciating it, and you just have to know what you are consuming. Like, kama una consume your people, someone is driving a Range Rover, just know that, okay, make it clear that this is someone's success, and sijionyeshe the process. Okay, I can admire, like, this is me too. I would want to drive a Mercedes G-Wagon. That is my dream car. But I know there is, yeah, I know there is a journey. There is a journey. So understanding that journey, the information I consume like from my fellow podcaster. I see their journey. I see their journey from 1 subscribers to 10 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers to 1 million to 10 million subscribers. That is what motivates me. So hadi nikimwona leo ameshika G-Wagon, siko obsessed na guy. I don't feel like low, na feel like okay, this is a journey. Okay, what should I do in my videos? Pia mimi nipate this, maybe following, niko able to create this impact that will create this reward. So unapata my focus itakuwa more on the process. But unapata sa when we don't rest, these are the things that we are gonna indulge in, and we are gonna seek for instant gratification. And when we do that, hiyo ndio inaenda kukua a continuous journey to a point that even you are never going to appreciate anything. You're going to kill your relationships. You're going to kill even your relationship with money. Same when your mentality is you don't understand kuna aspect ya process. Even when I give you any amount of money, you're just going for the liabilities. And trust me, with liabilities, unaenda kuwa a poor person in the next 2 years. But unapata when you understand the process, and the focus the focus will be the assets. Now the focus will be the assets. And when you look at the assets, unapata like I'm not excluding me getting a Mercedes G-Wagon, but I want this asset, it creates your reward, me getting a Mercedes G-Wagon. So maybe the asset can be, let me think of something. Let me just look at my YouTube podcast. If I put in the work, if it get a point where it's paying me crazy money, like maybe I will reward myself now with a G-Wagon. Now your G-Wagon, for some reason, it will be an asset. For some reason, I will award myself maybe with good camera gears. I feel like when that is the mentality, hadi unaweza enjoy just enjoying the process does a lot to us. But this comes from just understanding that your brain is like a computer, and sometimes it needs to be wamboot. Kama itaki kuambutio, it needs to be it could go on a cold booting now and booting. Yeah, it needs that cold booting. This cold booting, please, on a Friday evening, kuja, jenga your nice kahawa, pika your whatever, sleep for 12 hours. Once in a week, man. Just do that for yourself. And trust me, like the way, because you'll prevent a lot of things. And you'll notice you avoid a lot of problems. Because this screen time is where many people escape from when we are not resting. And the best thing you can do at night is sleep. That is the best thing you can do at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin, you've spoken so much about resting, and can you
I
share with us a
know.
personal experience about when you realized the importance of resting? What was your personal experience? I can see we have more men joining, and Karibu Francis. Francis is a good friend. Kenyan Jui, Brian, Kenya, karibuni sana. So you men, do you rest? And if not, why don't you rest? Please also share your feedback in the comment section and tell us why don't you rest? As Martin tells us a personal experience that made him realize the importance of prioritizing rest and also his mental health.
So, or you've asked, when did I realize? Okay. See, I would say the way I was raised, I had a bad
Like something
relationship with rest.
happened to you and you're like, hey, what are we doing rest?
Nikipumzika. Okay, so uh, I started my artwork journey like the last 2 years. So
Yeah.
this is when I would say like I like this is when I started my self-care routines, you know. So like sometimes like my artwork is a good example of like the way I approach my tasks, and this is how I've compounded it. The way I approach my podcast, the way I approach my art business, it's just rooting from my artwork journey. So when I started the artwork journey, like there is kuna artist block. You've heard of artist block, I guess. Kuna writer's block. You've heard of it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first time I experienced it, I didn't know what was happening. I just felt like, okay, to me now it was an imposter syndrome. I felt like, okay, I thought I was an artist. Kama I am not. Now I was looking forward to get something from the client. Now client amenipea kazi. Now I really can't do it. I show up, I can't do anything. And then so thank God I had a mentor then. Also, people get a mentor in any field, just get a mentor. It can be someone from YouTube or personal mentor. Yeah, go for it. Those people really play a bigger role in our life. So if you don't have maybe a close friend who does something, and a mentor, for me, a mentor is someone who aligns with this field of path I'm talking about. So for artwork, I need an artwork mentor. For podcast, I need an artwork podcast. For mental health advocacy, the same. For schoolwork, the same. So I talked to him. Alafu when he was looking at my work anapata, I had this habit of maybe before I get a piece of work, a commissioned work, I will do like 2 pieces of my own just to perfect on my skill, and then I'll get to the work. So this time I did like 5 pieces consecutively, and I was very passionate about it. Like when I was doing the 5 pieces, it was out of need. So after doing that, and then I was going to this work, and the motivation was money and also deadline. It was supposed to be done within a week. So like when I was showing my mentor, like I don't know what is happening, to a point I wanted to pay him to do for me. And he was like alikuwa anaangalia the way I've been posting consistently, and he was like, man, like what you're experiencing is called an artist block, and the best way to go about it, just rest. And when he was telling me that, I kind of felt ni kama ama he's jealousy, he don't want me to show up the way, because why are you telling me to rest for a whole week? Like a whole week, man, I can add some skills in a whole week. That is how I felt like. So I didn't listen. So I went back to it, and then I made some progress. But after making that progress, nikakuwa so unable, and the progress I did, it wasn't good at all. So kitu ikaniambia tu, let me just distract myself with something else. So yeah, I distracted myself with something else. I do play a guitar also. So I was learning it. So when I was deciding myself with that, by the time the week was done, nikakuwa so motivated to go back to it, the things I was consuming, and I was done with it. So like after doing that, ndo nikakuja nikanotice, oh man, maybe the main reason pia I had a bad relationship with rest ni because nilikuwa focused in one way of rest. One way of rest was just doing nothing, like doing nothing. Nikapata kuna aspect of rest inaweza kuwa redirection, na sometimes redirection doesn't work. So this can be your approach. Okay, so maybe you are an author, you are an author, umeandika first day it went well, second day it went well, na maybe you are consistent, ulikuwa unasema you'll be doing it 2 hours a day, and maybe from 6 to 8, from 6 to 8, 6 to 8, 6 to 8. So on Monday went well, Tuesday went well, Thursday went well, Friday went well, Thursday you are not feeling it. Sometimes just, already you've created a cycle in your life of being awake at that time. So don't break that cycle of being awake. So just try to do something else at that time. Ikikata kabisa, maybe you can prioritize rest, because sometimes you just going for sleep because you are not feeling like writing, already you shall break your cycle. So hadi unaweza rudi maybe tomorrow, but kutakuwa na a lot of inconsistency. So maybe you can just maybe redirect yourself. So before I valued rest, my relationship with rest was just slothing around, just being lazy, doing nothing at all. But after I created a better relationship with rest, priority inaweza kuwa redirectional. So I've said I read books. So these days that I'm really, really feeling low, I'll just go for a book. Sometimes I do get motivation out of it. Sometimes I don't feel like even moving to another page. When I don't feel like that, kuna those, like sometimes I'll go and maybe do some jogging or anything. Kuna days that I don't feel like doing now anything. I wouldn't go even for a walk or anything. So days like this, I'll just go and sleep without feeling guilty. Thank God during the day the longest I can sleep is 1 hour. I'm happy for that. Nikikuwa naweza sleep for 6 hours, I will beat myself. But the longest I can sleep is for 1 hour. And honestly, at the moment I do that, nikiamka na kuwa tu na motivation, I go take a shower, I'ma do some press up, take a shower, and then go back to the task. And honestly, when I get back to the task, kama this task I used to do it for 2 hours, this time I will do it for 4 hours, and it will be a perfect work. And from that experience, I never feel guilty for resting. I'll just give you an example. Like yesterday when I woke up, nilikuwa nina feel so off. Nilikuwa na feel so off. And I had a task ahead of me yenye inanichukuanga like I 4 hours to do, but the most I can take while sitting next to, like just working on that, the most I can take is 2 hours, like consecutively just 2 hours. So when I woke up, I wasn't feeling like it. I went to sleep without feeling guilty. When I woke up, after 2 hours, I still had this energy, I still had this energy, and I finished it. And for that reason, I really, really have a better relationship with the rest. And like, kuna this crucible effect that I believe that when I rest more, I'll do the work even more better, and I'll take even more time at the work. So with that relationship I have with it, so anytime I prioritize rest, I know like, okay, I'm going for a rebirth. When I get out of that place, it task it on a motto. And honestly, with that mentality, it's really, really serving me. So Pia, my question to you, your relationship with rest, is it serving you or is it controlling you? I would like to hear your point of view from the two of you.
Okay, maybe Liz can go first.
Oh, wait. Um, Personally, I'd say over time I've become more self-aware. So I'm actually an introvert. Huh? If I spend time with people, I know it has to be believed, but if I spend time with people, my social battery goes to zero. Like I become so irritable. So now, to be able to balance that, because on some weekends maybe I had a sleepover on Friday, I hang out on Saturday, and then on Sunday we're in church together. So I have moments where I'm just like sitting and just observing. Like I'm not participating in the conversation. I'm trying to preserve my energy. And then when I get home, I will sleep for not less than 9 hours. That way I'll be able to like show up the next task and all that good stuff. But then sometimes when I'm doing something I'm really passionate about, I can pull an all-nighter doing something. So now I try to be more intentional with once I am done, I'm gonna schedule rest. Your time my phone is off. I don't want anyone calling me. I don't want anyone knocking at the door. So I will just sleep. If I can get these things that block light, so sleeping mask, yes, I'll wear that just so that I can dedicate that time to sleeping. Yeah, so I'd say I've become more intentional with sleep. Another thing I do is when I've been working for long hours, I go for a walk. Yeah, the place I live has like really nice greenery, so I just go for a walk for like 7,000 steps or 3,000 steps. And I find that that helps me with my creativity. Then something else that Martin has mentioned, and it's actually scientific. If you've ever tried this before, if you have like a math equation you need to solve, and then you've tried, it's not working, just go to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, somehow X and Y and Z they do that thing. So yeah, I think that's my position when it comes to rest and sleeping.
Oh, okay, so I can see a few people have joined. Karibu Haron. So we are asking, is rest serving you or is it controlling you? I think my rest is serving me, but sometimes nasikianga tu nilale the whole weekend. Anyway, um, I'm not exactly an introvert, but sometimes over time I've realized that I get really tired when I'm around people. Maybe like when I have a lot of energy, I get so tired and I just want to go away. I just want to go and sleep. Not exactly go and sleep. Maybe just go and chill at a place where there is no people. So I think I'll just say, as you have said, maybe it's becoming more self-aware and know when it's time for you to go and rest, when it's time for you to exit the stage. Because, for example, for us, for me exactly, I'm ever in events, I'm ever interacting with people. But sometimes I don't want, in a kind of place, nimefika, yani I don't want to interact anymore. And I think it's really okay because you've been interacting the whole time. So it's okay to take a back seat. It's okay to rest. And I think also what most of the men need to understand is that it's okay to rest without feeling guilty. It's okay to take a back seat without feeling guy. Sasa watu watasema nini guy? How will people see me?
Yeah,
Vitu kaa hizo. And I think it's really important for men to also embrace change and also embrace fasting. Now, what you feel ni kama they need to show up every day. Sometimes you don't feel like showing up, and it's completely fine. Nobody will atakuchapa. Nobody will be like, "Aya, we are meant to." Because all the time you've been showing up, but today it's really fine not to show up. Yeah, I'll
yeah,
say that. I can. I wanted Patty. I know MC Patty has a very burning question. Has a very burning input on how can we start changing the narrative around strength. Wanaume wache waonekane kama ati hawana how can we start changing the narrative of wanaume mwanaume anafaa kurest. There's a time tunafaa most of the time I think that in the society that we are in, men wanasikia ni kama they need to show up really every day. And also ati mwanaume ni effort. Sometimes hatuna hiyo effort. Okay, mi si mwanaume. But sometimes men don't have that effort. So maybe men, what do you do when you don't feel like showing up? Or how can we change the narrative of wanaume hafai kulia?
so let me say something.
Eh?
Now I am speaking as society
Yeah.
with whether we well, whether we admit it or not, to some degree, we have also contributed to that narrative, yeah. And maybe because of upbringing, what you were taught, or what you saw your father doing, what you saw your grandfather doing. And I would say, especially these are for your friends and partner, like men who you do life with, or men, let me say that I do life with, extending more grace and also like sharing such with them. For example, the 21-day challenge thing that I did, where you just like take 21 days to do self-care, sharing that with all the men in my life. And actually, people were giving me like feedback. Oh, this is really nice. How can I? How should I? How da da da. And then something like skincare. Personally, I believe if you are a man in skincare routine, oh my god, that is a huge green flag because I'm like, you are taking the time to wash your face, to apply something. I am like you didn't just wash your hair and dash out of the house. It takes intentionality. And one thing people don't know is one way you communicate self love to yourself. There are 5 love languages. There's acts of service, there's gifts, there's words of affirmation, there's quality time, there's physical touch. So one of the ways you can get physical touch to yourself is to self, like through skincare. Yes. So personally, at the in the for the men in my life, I even volunteer to take you for like a skin analysis. Let's know your skin type. Let's go shop. If it is dressing, my God, I will take you. If shop to be combined, let's go together. I will help you pick outfits. I'll be your mirror. I'll be like, no, that one doesn't go with that. I will build your whole wardrobe. And I find that some people don't really know that women in their lives are willing to do this. You actually feel really good when you tell us, oh, I've been invited to this event with a dress code. What do you think I should wear? I get into my stylist elements, yeah. So even them allowing us to that space. But I'd say this with like a pinch of salt because I've had some men in my life tell me that some women took advantage of their vulnerability. Like you share maybe an insecurity, they use it against you, and that's really bad. If you do that, please please change your ways because that
Right.
is so wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I say you yourself being a safe space, allowing this man, like inner child, to thrive and to flourish. Yeah, yeah. Don't be the one who's telling him being childish. Don't act like a man. I'm like no, 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 no. Like be a safe space. Yeah.
Okay. So, I think you've mentioned about something very important. Um, even for us ladies and for men, especially for men, for a man to open up to you about maybe an insecurity they have. For example, a man who has a kitambi, maybe feeling weird about the kitambi. I know most men love kitambi because it shows they are being cooked for well. Wanakula vizuri. But sometimes other people feel like, why do I have a kitambi? And you start attacking them with the particular insecurity that they have shared with you. I think kama society, it's okay. It's high time we embrace that men are also human beings, and also men get tired, and men often need rest. They need to be hugged. I don't know if you men need to cry because I mean, like, it's okay to cry. It's okay to
But
cry.
anyway,
It's okay to
yeah.
hug you, Angel. We want to hug you guys. Yeah, so it's okay to feel vulnerable. It's okay to feel it's okay to look for help. It's okay to tell people how you feel. It's okay not to be okay. I think it's high time we embrace that as a society, and also teach our young men and our young boys, our babies, our small brothers, that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say, hey, by the way, nimelemewa. How do I go about this? Yeah.
Yeah, and also,
I have a
else,
sorry. I just-
okay, I was saying, uh, okay, welcome back.
I
I
can't
was
hear
saying,
you.
um,
Uh-huh.
okay, I was saying, like, if I was to maybe, if maybe I was to get a son today, and I was to confidently advise him, like who a real man is, I would say a real man is someone whose identity is tied to something bigger than themselves. So the identity can be tied to our higher being, which is who is God, and like maybe our focus, our focus will be on the gift of the Holy Spirit and the fruits of the Holy Spirit. So like a true man is a joyous man, is a kind man, is a humble man. Like when you tie yourself to something like that, prevent all this noise, because ukiangalia most of this noise is like a man who has money, a man who has this. Like we've tried you, you are on loudspeaker, I can hear myself. Okay. I was saying we've tied our identity with material stuff. And when you tie your identity with material stuff, now you have to do more to have this material stuff. And at the moment we do that, ndio inakuja na hizi toxic behaviors, whereby hadi when I'm going to a relationship, a romantic relationship, unapata I just validate myself with this material stuff to a point where hizi material stuff zikitoka, honestly, like there is nothing attractive about me as an individual. Aki, I can hear myself. Someone ameneka on loudspeaker.
Not really. Hata sijui loudspeaker iko wapi hapa. Maybe we can try.
Okay.
Let me try mute my mic.
It's okay, it's okay. Now I can hear. I can't now. It's okay, it's okay. So, unapata like when we have a wrong definition of our identity, it's what is creating this cycle. To a point when nikishow up to a lady aniambie, you don't have a lot of money. So unapata like as a man nina feel off. Nikishow up to a lady aniambie, let me just give you an example. This is something that I've been observing on myself. Like when I started keeping my hair kushuka cornrows, it was a good experience because like nilikuwa like I started paying attention on even the washing of it, to comb, how to the right way to comb. Like unaona, before I pierced my ears, I wasn't even washing my ears. I don't remember if I was washing my ears, but after piercing it, like nimekuwa cautious. Like after a bath na make sure okay, huku iko sawa, huku iko sawa, huku iko sawa, na kuna pia many other things that unapata like just incorporating in your life, unapata dina make things inakuwa better. So you as an individual, I feel like when you have a better relationship with God and you just understand who God is, your definition as a man itachange. Hizi zingine zitakuwa noise. Utakuwa a patient person. Utacha like yani, if I was to give you example, seme when I'm built of values, I know like I'm a faithful person. You're the gift of the Holy Spirit. You are a honest person. You are a trustworthy. You are a joyous person. You are a kind person. You will see other people like humans. Like at the moment, I just identify myself according to what the society sets for me. Now I'll start seeing people as men and women. And this is what lead to a lot of crime. I don't want to mention them by names, but ukiangalia, this is coming from a point of I'm not validated as a man, so I want to validate myself as a man to someone who's weaker than me. So unapata like my approach towards you, like speak something else. Hakuna love hapo, So I will just say too, like if I was to advise my son today, I will I will make sure that he builds his value based on what Christ asked us to. So itakuwa fully based on the fruit of the Holy Spirit. And trust me, when you're on that path, hizi vitu zingine zitakuja, pesa ikikuguza kidogo ina multiply. Money is a reward, so yeah. So Adi, the way you'll be wise enough to acquire resources, and this will make you even imagine you have all these values and then you are able to acquire resources. You'll be very, very attractive compared to someone who's just have this material stuff with no values. So when you don't have values, trust me, your money comes and go. In case it happens to you, in case it goes, a lady will live out of your life. And ataanza kusema ati alikuwa hapa juu ya pesa, and it's not a bad thing. Alikuwa hapo juu ya pesa because what else? Ebuko abaki juu ya nini, abaki juu ya nini. So hadi when I hear someone talking about that, unapata it's you are the problem. Si ati judo ilikuwa ama ikukua. Yeah, you are the problem. So when you fix that, to touch your conversation, we'll stop seeing you as objects, and I will just see myself as a provider. Like, what is my work in here? Nadinda kupea now the main reason I'm focusing on romantic relationship, because at the stage I am in life, najua like the best decision I can make is to have the right, like the romantic partner I'm gonna have. Like hiyo inaweza kuwa the best decision, because nikikuwa na mwenye atakuwa hivi hivi. Okay, yeah, nimekata. Nasema because ikikuwa like in case tu nijipate in a wrong romantic relationship, I'm doomed. Nikuwa successful, I'm just doomed. Juu hakuna something pia kukana someone who just know is there for the material. So I'm just saving you on a romantic relationship, and you'll be in a better romantic relationship if you as an individual pia ume prepare that garden well. Na kama ume prepare based on values. Now God, like, seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you. So unapata when this thing has been added to you, and then you have someone who loves you for who you are and also what you have, man, you're the luckiest human being in the world. Yeah.
Wow.
I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. So the fact that you brought up the romantic relationship bit, maybe I can ask you a question. Do you
Yeah.
think that when men do not process or heal from the heartbreak in their previous relationship, do they end up punishing the person they date right now?
Yes, I would say yes, and it applies to both genders. It really applies to both genders. Like, even you as a lady, when you don't heal, utakuja na a guy the same, utakuja na a lot of like, honestly, this is like me too, I'm healing from this. Like my past relationship ilikuwa na a certain pattern. So unapata when I moved to another relationship, now it had a certain pattern, something close to what happened in the past relationship, but this one is coming from a very, very different space. Maybe it's coming from a point of care, but because I saw that pattern, it kind of triggered something, and nikaipot. Thank God I was open to communicate about it, and yeah, it led to something. Yeah, and yeah, but my whole point, yeah, when we don't heal, trust me, tutakuja tuna hizo two projections, and hizo projections tutapata, like, now let me just give you an example. Seme like, now you've noticed the importance of rest. After noticing the importance of rest, so you decided like, oh, ikifika Fridays nenda kufunga simu, lazima simu nilale until 6 in the morning. Maybe you've communicated with your partner. You have communicated with your partner, but unapata the partner, the past relationship, ndo mazi yake alikuwa anapoteanga Friday anaenda Naivasha, so unapata if you haven't healed, it's messed up. It's messed up.
What do I heal, by the way?
What do I heal?
So, how do you decide the healing? Who heal ni kufanya
And
nini? Is it
healing,
now when you don't feel the pain anymore, or is it like, what exactly is healing?
for me, I would say healing is just understanding that you are operating with different people. I can hear myself. I would say healing is understanding that you're operating with different people. Okay, maybe I had this experience with my mom. I can take in a certain type of way. Now when I'm meeting my partner, like being able to understand that, okay, this person who you are meeting for the first time, they really have a unique experience, totally different from yours. You just have to be open to lean in and give them a room for them to put them, like, to be vulnerable enough to share their unique experience with you, and for you to share your unique experience with them, to a point when you see something happening, you can understand where it is rooting from. That is what healing is. Sometimes it's not just about forgetting, but it's just understanding that, okay, this is the relationship I'm having with Liz, and this is the relationship I'm having with Sharon. Okay, Liz used to ignore me because of this and this and this. Sharon used to ignore me because of this and this and this. Like, we're having that clarity, it's what healing is. Because you can get those people who haven't healed, they just like, it's just the experience is just pure reflection and projection. Unakutana na mtu ina matatu, unamuuliza, oh, donda pesa ni ngapi, amerusha, unashangaa, man, like, I understand, like, nimepanda tu igari, nimepandia hapa Kawaskari, and I'm just supposed to, when I get, yeah. So to me, healing is just understanding. We can't completely heal. And we haven't healed. And those things we want to heal from are the things that makes us. Kuna those dark experience that we went to, and it's part of the reason maybe we are having this conversation, because of that dark experience. Kuna those light experiences we went through, and maybe it's part of the reason maybe we mess for some reason, ama we are going to mess some reason in life. So, like, healing, I wouldn't say is just suppressing those parts, but just being, like, just putting them out there, but understanding that, okay, this is Sharon. Like, I'm meeting Sharon for the first time. You have your own unique experience. So, Sharon, when I broke up with my girlfriend, I broke up with her because of this and this and this. Was it okay? Alafu, you take me, unaniambia pia the main reason behind you breaking up, it was because this and this and this and this and this. And we share experience, and now we try to build another experience. Then we don't have to rely on our past experience. Now this is the process of healing better. If, like, healing is the goal, now trying to create as much as experience between the two of us, like trying to create. That is why, for some reason, I'm not into long distance relationship, because ina hinda hiyo. For me, nataka jioni we can take a walk, na kushtua tu jioni tuende to take a walk. Now the best places best places where healing can happen. Let me give you an example. Say, if Sharon or Liz, if I was meeting with you for the first time, and we are meeting in a place like Kempinski, kuna hakutakuwa na lot of authenticity, trust me. Nitataka kukuprovia how I've been in many high-ended places, so to a point, like, this is a norm to me, and you want to prove that to me also. So, and utapata hakutakuwa na lot of authenticity. So unapata hadi, like, when hadi kama tuta create something, itakuwa ina come from a temporary basis, But when we take something like walk, hapo hivyo kuna tu venye our ego dies. Like, this is a very, very humble place. So I'm not saying that this is what you should always be doing, but try it equate. Like, this is the more experience we are talking about. Like, try to experience these natural things, natural walks, cooking meals in the house, watching a movie together, sometimes just discussing a book, sometimes just having a light conversation, watching a podcast together, like those two simple stuff. Unapata, this is where now healing happens, because this is where we tuna build another life. To a point hadi by the time unaniacha utakuwa umeni-traumatize. After all this experience unitoke. Utakuwa nashika kitabu. Utakuwa nashika kitabu na kukumbuka. Nafungua laptop na kukumbuka. Natembea kwa barabara na kukumbuka. Naangalia hiyo going to Gikomba pamoja. Nafika Gikomba napigwa na nostalgia fulani hadi nakaa tu kwa jua, nakaa chini, So, like, when you get a partner, try to experience more of this these are the, like, now building the intimacy, so unapata where we go wrong, unapata when we want to build intimacy together, it's just purely physical intimacy. Like, okay, I want to have sex with you, alafu ikue, now this is what we like, ikue one step ahead of the relationship by just having sex with you. But unapata, like, we can decide moving ahead of the relationship inaweza kuwa defined with many experiences. Inaweza kuwa hiyo sharing the experience, intimacy. Kuna many form of intimacy, you go and check them, but just working on that, working on all of it. I'm not excluding sex, but working on all of it, yeah, that is how we heal. That is how we heal.
Amazing. And it's important for people to heal. I know it's important for people to heal. Mtu asikuje na baggages zake kwa new relationship. Uziache huko. Anyway, thank you so much.
Nitakuja nazo.
I can see our time is far back gone. So I'll just read the comments. Also, you can also share your questions on the comment section as we wind up. We have like 25 minutes to winding up. And I can see everyone saying, as men, we need to love ourselves so much so that the first person we think of caring for is actually ourselves. And I completely agree with her, because I think here, if we really love ourselves, if we are so much self-aware, then we don't need the other person to validate us even in a relationship, and it becomes easy for us to navigate that particular relationship. Yeah. It's important to love ourselves. And yeah, I can see Janice Mausa Karibu, but she said he's not staying for long. I can also see Tanya Wamoyo. Karibuni sana. Men, you better be taking notes. Yes, they should take notes. So probably
actually, I have a question for my team.
Yeah.
There's something you mentioned about finances, being the provider, and all that stuff. Yeah. So now this is maybe for the ladies who are watching and you've been in this situation before, or just in case it happens, God forbid, but you're dating somebody or you're married to somebody and they were like financially well, everything was going good, and then they lose their job. Yeah. And they no longer like have a source of income. So from what I have gathered from like the previous live we had with the men is this situation emasculates to as a man, and I'd like to know even from the audience in the comments. Yeah. So first of all, like to demystify the myth, like does that emasculate a man? And then secondly, how can maybe the lady in your life be more supportive? Because you see, genuinely we understand the circumstances have happened, but ni kama tunashindwa kuwa convinced, like we actually are willing to like hold fort until you get another job, until something comes through. So yeah, how can the women in your lives be more supportive? How can we get through like the actually understand? And then secondly, does that investigate? Yeah, take us through that.
That is a question. Okay. I will start with like where we started with the identity. If you have a wrong identity, at the moment you lose your job, at the moment you lose your leg, at the moment you lose your hand, at the moment you lose your chain, at the moment you lose your car, you'll feel lesser a man. You'll feel lesser a man. So like as a man, you just have to work on building your identity. When you've done that, you just have to make peace with the fact that you are the head of the house. So being the head of the house, when things just go astray, like haitakuwa the same. Like unaona, when I was the one paying for mortgage, schools, everything. Now the woman has to step up. Like the way now, this is something that we are still working on, and it's really hard. But you have to make peace with the fact that before you move into a relationship, say you and a lady, you are fighting for the same opportunities. And ladies, even like not all ladies stand up better. Like all of us are work for any opportunity. You can be a CEO, I can be a CEO. I can be maybe the finance manager, you can be that. So putting that in mind when you are going into a relationship, just be ready that things can change. But as a man, I just need you to be smart. Smart in terms of when you're starting to build wealth, your wealth enough equal in terms of something like just think of unlimited success. you know Unlimited success whereby you're not defined with maybe 100,000 shillings per month, ama 1 million shillings per month, ama 40,000 shillings per month. With that mentality, unapata sasa these things is just prone to happen. So unaweza feel like yani you are at them, like unaona before the ladies comes into your life as a man, like says he just make peace with the fact that you can, like, don't I would say don't limit yourself at now you are going to look for a ladies who earn less than you, and maybe you are capable of getting a lady who earn more than you. But for you to be able to be in a place whereby you can get a lady that you want in life is just try to, when you, this is how I look at wealth. A wealth ni wakikuliza leo, if you stop working today, your money can sustain you for how long? So in most cases unapata many people when they stop working today, their money can sustain them maybe for a month. Ishughulikie rent, they eat, and then they're done. Now they have to go to work. So your energy should be, after every month, your money, like, just accumulate assets, and your money multiplies to a point, like when tukiongelea tukiongelea 1 month from now, maybe it can serve you for 2 months. Tukiongelea 3 months from now, the money that you have maybe can sustain you for 6 months without working. When your focus is there, unapata when something like this happens, haitakuwa noticed, because when you have assets build assets to a point that you'll take care of everything and you'll figure out stuff. But many people who fall as victim ni these men wenye unaona, to me a leader is a good decision maker. So nikikuja in a relationship na live paycheck to paycheck, when nikivutwa kazi ya lady leaves, trust me, I wouldn't blame you, because if I was the leader and I was making that decision, unaget. So nasema tu, naweza sema it's something that can happen, and sometimes it's so sad, but I'll just ask you to be very, very aware to prevent that from happening. So before you get this lady in your life, just learn to accumulate assets. When you get them, unaona, when you accumulate more assets, you won't even suppress them. Utamwalao kuwe CEO, utamwalao aende akuwe president wa USA. But nikikuja ati nina live paycheck to paycheck, now I'll have to suppress you. I'll ask you not to go to work, and that is what has been happening in our families, and it wasn't right. It really wasn't right. So easy, I just have to work on myself in a better way, accumulate more assets. Now when I bring a lady in the life, pia honestly, I've been thinking of the only solution towards that. That is the only solution. Kama CEO, you're going to break up, because honestly, I said kwa kweli, you as a lady will feel so comfortable not every lady feels, but kuna those who can feel so comfortable to take care of the family. But me as a man, I feel lesser as a man naturally. Ndafeel hadi naweza decide we break up. Nikiona like hakuna nini, naweza decide to ni sacrifice my sanity for the relationship. Niseme tu like let's end it. Kuna a man who will do that. Na kuna cases yenye kuna men who will feel comfortable under that environment. And what comes with that? Naturally as a lady utamdharau. And it's okay. It's okay. So what I would say is like, to avoid that, like, men, you have to change your strategy. You just have to change your strategy. So it's equal, like you are living paycheck to paycheck. When you do that, that is gonna happen in your relationship, because success is unlimited. Leo I'm dating a lady who is my secretary and I'm the CEO. Kesho is somewhere as CEO, and maybe, and what, so are we supposed to break up because of that? We shouldn't. So to avoid that, just accumulate wealth. And by the time that you are bringing kids, be there present, be there. Like, unaona ni aje, I just, like, if this is what I'm visioning and I'm hoping it pass, like, by the time you are bringing a family, like, retire, retire and be there fully for the family. Like just support the lady afanye Kenya anataka, be there for the kids emotionally, physically, financially, mentally, just have it all. Just accumulate assets. Iendelee ku grow. When you start accumulating assets, inaendelea ku multiply. You're not working but in a multiply, in a multiply, in a multiply. So hadi huyu lady apate, like now you don't have to suppress them, you just have to expose them to opportunity. Na apate any type of opportunity. Trust me, when you can acquire all the resources, you're just very attractive. Ataenda kuwe president, then they come for you, and So I would say that is the only solution for that.
Umesema watu watafute pesa ndo wa date.
Watu wa accumulate assets. Pesa tuko nayo, lakini hiyo si ya kudate. Watu wa accumulate assets. Yeah.
Okay, sawa. Okay, so what are some of the things zenye inafanya self-esteem ya mwanaume irudi chini?
I would say ni having the wrong identity. Having that wrong identity, having the wrong identity. So I feel like, okay, I should be tall. I feel like I should be 9'9". I should be tall. You feel like you should be physically fit for your health. You should be physically fit. But unapata kuna mtu anasema like, okay, I should be having lots and lots of money. Like unaona, there is nothing wrong with that, but when that is your identity, what happens when maybe you get ill and now you can't get that money? What happens? That can happen. So naweza sema tu, just to be on a safer side, have the wrong identity of who a man is. And this just takes us back to the Bible. Just work on the gifts of the Holy Spirit, fruits of the Holy Spirit, and you'll feel very, very comfortable in your skin. And when you do that, you'll seek the kingdom of God, and everything will be awarded to you. So you'll get the right wife. Let me just be honest with you. When I was in Form 2, I was dating. But and now, okay, when I was in Form 2, I was dating. When I was in first year, I was dating. But now I'm not dating. But one thing for clear is, now I'm in a better place than where I was when I was in Form 2. Like, I can confidently say, now I'm in a better place than where I was in Form 4, or in first year. The whole point is, like, sometimes just putting yourself in a better and better and better place, here you attract better and better and better and better. So unapata with this mentality, maybe I can't date the lady I was dating in Form 1, or Form 2 or Form 3 or Form 4. So I would say, okay, some things being added to you by God, itakuwa like, which place are you in? Kama you are in a world of maybe sasa you are struggling with lust, you are struggling with envy, you are struggling with pride, you are struggling. Those are the type of ladies who will attract. Like when you're struggling with pride, you just want to prove a point, So when you want to prove a point, right places to prove a point, and buy pombe ya million moja, you know where you can do that. You know the people you'll attract. So unajipata unajiput in those spaces. But when you've worked on the opposite now, unapata you have nothing to prove. You are just you. So like now being in this space, it's so easy for you to accumulate wealth and assets, because unaona the difference between a poor now you man or paycheck to paycheck. This is a person who wants to look rich. When you have a wrong identity of who you are, you'll want to look rich. So utenda buy gari wakati bado gari is not a bad thing, but kuna time gari ni liability na kuna time gari ni asset. So utapata utendea gari wakati gari ni asset. Utenda a bigger house wakati the bigger house is an asset. Utendea relationship to a partner when that partner is an liability. But unapata when you are very, very comfortable in your skin, you'll get that car when it is an asset. You'll get that partner when they are an asset. I have better relationship with ladies. Like I've interacted with ladies who serves me, who like even you two ladies, could you pair this forum? It is an opportunity. This is what is serving me, Like these are the ladies I'm interacting with, So I have a better relationship with you, because God is just giving this to me, and I'm hoping Pia maybe I'm bringing that to your life, So what I would say, just have a better relationship with your identity. When you do that, comfortable in your skin, and when you feel comfortable in your skin, acquire wealth. You will acquire wealth, and to me, wealth is good relationships, good health, and riches. That is wealth is to me. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love the aspects that you give. And I'm seeing Haron's comment here and say, let me add something. I love this comment. I love this angle. So men's mental health is not about what the other gender is not doing for them, but what they don't do for themselves. I agree with the gentleman who has spoken that healing is key, very important. So it's more of what are you doing for yourself. Usingoje kufanyiwa the other thing alafu useme huyu anifanyie hivi ndo maana hivi, but it's more of loving yourself, being more self-aware and doing those things for yourself. Jipeleke out, yeah. Go eat. Kama unapelekanga girlfriend Kempinski, enda hiyo Kempinski ukule sasa peke yako. Yeah, so do those things for themselves. And maybe as we wind up, if you have a question or a comment, please feel free to put it on the chat. Also, maybe the last question for you, Michael. What message would you want to share with that young man who is feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, but still he has to keep on pushing?
Oh, that is a question to me. Unajua umesema Michael.
I'll tell you.
Sorry. Mbona nakuita Michael? Martin.
Can we talk tomorrow?
Hata siku mtu anaitwa Michael.
Hey, you're confusing me with your boyfriend.
His name does not even start with an M. It's well.
Okay. What I would say is you are loved. Like any man out there, they should know you are loved. And when you look at life from that perspective, honestly, you will understand why you really, really are loved. So utapata you are creating opportunities on yourself as a person who is loved. So you will now, I'm loved now. I have to brush my teeth, I have to wash my face, I have to look good, I have to smell good, I have to, when you just view yourself from that aspect, it's better. And you are loved with all the genders. Like this is a good example. It's men's mental health, and ladies are the people who initiated this. Like you ladies are the people who we are doing this because of Sharon and Liz. So this is a good example, like to show like also these ladies want to hear you out. So men just know that you are loved and view the life from that space, and also know that there is abundant out here for you. There is enough opportunities out here for you. There is enough love out here for you. There is enough money out here for you. There is enough friends out here for you. There is enough everything out here for you. So don't have this mentality of when someone has, now you can't have. I'm here, I manage here, you can't be here. You really can't be here. So I just want you to view, just change. That is the mindset shift I can give you today. Just change how you view the world. Just understand that tunakupenda bana, tunakupenda. And but kuna this something that earlier I was feeling uncomfortable using love emoji. Love emoji even to guys and to ladies. Saizi like please normalize that. Use it to send it to guys, send it to ladies. Like make them like I love it when I send it to you and then you feel uncomfortable, and then I send it again and then you feel uncomfortable, and then I tell you good night with it, and then you kill yourself. Yeah, so just know you are loved, and we love you so much, man. Yeah, that's all.
Amazing. I love that. Wanaume bedhe mkubali kupendwa. Yeah, men should agree to be loved by the other men, or kubali compliments. And it's okay for a man to share a love emoji with another man. It's fine, you know. And the boys club mukumbushane, tuko hapa juu yako bro. It's okay to be there for each other. And I love the parting shot you've said about you're enough. you are enough the way you are. If you're short, if you're slim, if you're tall, dark, if you're light, you are just enough the way you are. And I think this is an amazing place now to, kind of wrap up this conversation tonight with the fact that men should know and should understand that they are enough. Yeah, so I'll like to pass it to Liz, maybe to give a parting shot. Then Martin, sasa sijasema Michael.
Thank you.
Martin, and then we can wrap it up. But before Liz speaks, I can see Harold's comment. Would love to hear what the speaker thinks of this statement. Many people are walking around thinking, simepotea, thinking they have a beautiful relationship and marriage, but they don't know money is the only glue keeping them. Well, okay. Money and relationship is an entire topic.
I know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, maybe Martin, you would want to comment on this a little bit as we
Yeah.
were. Thank you, Christine, for joining. Yeah, you can comment, and Joyce, for joining.
Yeah. What I would say that is a sad and a disappointing and a frustrating thing to experience as a human being, especially investing your time, investing your money, investing your energy, your emotions, your focus, like everything in there, and then maybe years later when I notice they were there for money. But yeah, the harsh truth is you played a part. You played a part. That is why I'm heavy on, like, how was your first date? You know, if if our first date nilikupeleka Kempinski, Sharon nimekupeleka Kempinski, ukakuwa na a lot of faking, ukaniambia
Couldn't expect kupeleka Kempinski. Ukinipeleka kwa mtura na kuacha.
nitakupeleka, like I just want you to get this.
Yeah.
Mimi nitakupeleka Kempinski,
Yeah.
nitakupeleka Kilimanjaro. Okay. Hello, I'm saying, like, it's okay. Just know, like, nitakupeleka those places, nitakupeleka high end and low end. But the relationship that I want us to equate build on, nataka build on our first date. Nitakupeleka picnic, nitakupeleka picnic na sitakupeleka hadi place, nitakupeleka Michuki Park. Our first date nitakupeleka Michuki Park picnic. And nikikupeleka huko haimaanishi like the meals itakuwa dope, kila experience itakuwa dope, lakini you will only enjoy it if you value me, you will only enjoy that experience if you value me. Now it's okay for you not to enjoy. Unaweza kosa kuenjoy. Nitakupeleka for a walk, a long walk, ama tuenda for a hike. You will only enjoy that experience if you love me. But Kempinski, anyone can enjoy. Nikupeleke big enough, anyone can enjoy. Hadi hatutaongea, we'll go and eat and then kutakuwa full of egos. Utaniambia venye umekuja na Uber, na you should take care of your Uber. Nikwambia venye mimi pia nimekuja na Uber, venye mimi kujanga na Uber. Alafu kutakuwa na a lot of faking, a lot of superficiality, and that is what it's building that relationship. So unapata like now nitakuwa na fear ya kuacha kucampaign, so nitajaribu kucampaign for, na unapata kucampaign in this type of way si kitu sustainable. Us going for a walk is very sustainable. Us going for a picnic is very sustainable. Us cooking together is very sustainable. Like mimi nitakupeleka hizi vitu zote, lakini kwenye toko tuna appreciate our relationship. Nakupeleka Kempinski maybe if I would be capable then. Nakupeleka Kilimanjaro. I feel like these high-ended places inaweza kuwa maybe to celebrate your thing. What I feel? Lakini unapata like when we start relationship we are celebrating something that doesn't exist to a point that we can't sustain it. Alafu now I pretend now with my identity is money in the relationship. So that is what I have to offer until it's a point and I'm unable to do that. And then ninasema you are here for that. And that is what I've been giving you. That is the relationship that I've created. So it's not fair just to blame it on her. You played a part. Unaget? So maybe wewe ukiweza pia ni orient in something, you just be giving me that, ni fall in love na hiyo. Ikifika point where you can't provide, nita feel disappointed in you and I might go for that, you know. So I feel like the question is like, how do your relationship with money? Did you have that conversation? That is why I'm advising Quad at these natural places. These places you'll just be you. You'll just be yourself. It's so hard to fake story na Uber when you're in a walk, you know. When now you go and get maybe machungwa from the kibanda, ama the puddings, you know, it's so hard to fake some things. But it is easy to fake hadi ulikuwa in United States of America when you are in Kempinski, you know. It's so easy to lie that you are on another flight yesterday, you know. So like also the environment plays a role in the background of the relationship. So kuna ukienda in a very superficial environment, trust me, your relationship itakuwa fully built on superficiality, you know. So like when something like that happens in your relationship after that long time, just the hard truth is you also played a role. It is a sad thing. See, I'm not excluding that part. It is really, really a sad thing, but you also played a role in it. Yeah.
We can't hear you, Mom.
Thank you so much for that. I think something that is coming up clearly is what is your relationship built on? What's the foundation of your relationship? Is it money?
Yeah.
Is it, I mean, like what have you built your relationship to be? You know, that would really, even after your story yenye tulikuwa tunasema about Bobby Keisha, when you're no longer able to provide, will the person talk to you? I think it boils down to what is the foundation of your relationship. Then if the foundation of your relationship is right, then after when these other storms come, you'll still be able to stand the test of time. And with that, I'd like to give each and every one of us maybe one minute to give a passing shot, then we can close it and call it a night. It has been an awesome session, a very amazing one. Thank you so much, Martin. Yes,
My
Martin.
fault. My fault. My fault.
Barely,
Thank you so much, Martin.
It's okay.
Maybe I'm very bad with names. I've realized that I'm very bad with names. But yeah, Martin, thank you so much for your wisdom. I mean, I've enjoyed the session. You've oozed wisdom. Hey, Sambia. Thank you so much for the wonderful session we've had. Liz, thank you for also, bringing us together and telling us life. Yeah, it's been amazing, and I think this is the beginning of a very beautiful journey. And I know we are going to do this more often, more and more. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. Also to the people who have joined, I can see Haron, Randy, and Lloyd. I can see Christine. Thank you so much for joining, guys. We don't take it for granted, and we hope to see you in the next one. So before we wind up, maybe Liz can give us a parting thoughts, and then Martin, and then we can wind up with a prayer and call it a night. Yeah.
All right.
Liz.
Yes. Thank you, SJ, for your amazing work. Thank you, Martin, for every insight that you shared. And I hope that everyone who's able to join in has grasped a thing or two that you're going to apply, you're going to implement. And I hope that this life was impactful. Maybe cutting short for the guys, please take care of it. Because at the end of the day, like you as a human being that you are given to take care of first before you start looking out for everyone else. We know society paints the picture of provider, you are like home, you are an anchor, but also make sure you are looking out for yourself, you're resting, you're eating well, you are getting in the like you're moving your body, yeah, and ask for help. Yeah, ask for help. I know some people maybe they've asked for help in the wrong places, like Karamba, but there are people who genuinely want to help, the who are championing if the campaign come as a boy child and all that good stuff. Also communicate. Yeah. with your friends, communicate with your partners, communicate with your family. When you feel like you have a boundary that has been crossed, let them know. Yeah, maybe they are not aware that it's a boundary that you have. Let them also know how you'd want them to take care of you. That's it. Because it goes both ways. The same way you guys are not angels, you can't show what we want unless we tell you. The same way we can't show what you guys want. Yeah, and also learn about your attachment style. That's really important because if you're avoidant and you are dating an anxiously attached person, trust me, she will feel like she's clingy, but you're feeling clingy because you want space, but you're not communicating it. So attachment style very important. Be self-aware. Make sure you're also paying attention to yourself, learning the things that you love. Also rekindle your inner child, like what you spark your joys, what spark your attention when you were a kid, and how can you like maybe bring that back right now. So if you look at the 21 day self-care challenge, one of them was saving up for a child goal that you used to have. Yeah, so don't let your dreams die. Don't give yourself something to look forward to be excited about next and make sure you check out Sambia Global on all platforms. Um subscribe. What's this word? Follow us. Yes, follow us, interact with our content. We have a pool of therapists that you can talk to. And yeah, keep driving.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Liz. Thank you for that. Yeah. Yes, let's please follow Starry Global on all platforms, right? Yeah, they are experts in mental health. Yeah, and over to you, Martin.
Yeah. First, I just wanna thank Sharon and Liz. I just wanna like nimepata marafiki. Acha niwaongeze kwa my friend list. Like I'm just happy like yeah, I'm just happy today I've made more friends and I'm happy also to see that there are those people who are very, very upfront with mental health, people like you and people who joined us. I'm very, very happy and grateful for that. And also to every human beings, mental health matters and it's okay not to be okay and it's okay to ask for help and it's okay to value something like this. Like mental health is not that cool and flashy like other things, but it really, really matters and we are what we are because of our mindset. So that is my parting shot and I'm just heavy on having new friends. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Oh, Liz has talked about the attachment style. So in I think season one, around episode, I can't remember the episode in my podcast, we talked about attachment styles. So please go and watch that particular episode on attachment style. Link iko hapo kwa bio. And please be sure to leave your comments. And it's been amazing having you guys. You've been an amazing panel. You've been an amazing panel, and asanteni sana for joining. And yeah, have a lovely week ahead, and also have a lovely um, evening. And I look forward to talking with you some other time.
Same here. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Bye-bye.
Good night.
All right.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.